Hello there and welcome back to the channel. My name's Nick and in this video I'm going to be talking about this superb Toptro X9 Full HD, fully loaded video projector. So I hope you enjoyed that opening scene. It actually took quite a while to do as I had to wait for the projector screen to arrive, set it all up and then wait for a stunning sunset, which we finally got. Also, I hope you noticed how good the image quality looked at sunset out by Nothe Fort in Weymouth. But before we get into this review, I quickly want to point out the new join button on this channel. I currently have for you an ebook called 6 Income Ideas That AI Can't Touch Yet, the full photography masterclass for beginners with 62 video lessons over 10 hours, and the full wedding video blueprint course with 45 lessons over 8.5 hours for those of you looking to get into wedding video. I hope to add a lot more in the future, so for now please check it out, and any support for the channel you can give is greatly appreciated. Anyway, enough of that, let's start with what you get in the box with the Toptro X9 video projector. You've got the usual 3-year warranty card and service details, a small cleaning kit for the lens and maybe the air vents on each side, a standard 240 volt power cable, and the superb, easy to use and well laid out remote which takes 2 AAA batteries. Now those are not included, so make sure you have some to hand when you buy the Toptro X9. Next, you've got a decent length HDMI cable and a small quick start guide which is only 9 pages, as the whole unit is pretty easy to set up and use. The front has the sensor and camera for autofocus and auto keystone, plus the 1200 ANSI lumens and native 1080p resolution lens and projector. The top of the X9 has the plus and minus button, the on-off button and the very handy music button, which allows you to use the X9 as a Bluetooth speaker and easily stream music from your smartphone or tablet. The rear of the X9 has 2 lovely 18-watt advanced Dolby and uniquely exposed speakers, a 3.5mm headphone input, a USB input for updates and streaming from local files, 2 HDMI inputs and the power input itself. Each side of the unit has an additional Dolby speaker and 1 in and 1 out air vent for the fan. The base has the usual connections for attaching a mount to be used on the ceiling or any wall for your home theatre, gaming or business presentation. So let's have a look at the menu and main features. After you've booted up the X9 and gone through the usual simple setup procedures such as Wi-Fi passwords, etc., you are then presented with the main homepage. This shows all the available channels at your disposal through the built-in smart TV operating system for seamless access to Netflix, Prime Video, YouTube and over 1.2 million videos with no extra devices required. The Toptro X9 also lets you customise your experience with My App, App Store and Open Browser. The input selection lets you quickly and easily connect to your USB device and HDMI connections. I found it really quick and easy to connect to my PC via the HDMI for a cool gaming experience, but more on that in a bit. The settings panel is really well laid out and easy to navigate. Here you can set up the language, time, screensaver, make updates and even reset to the default settings. Next, picture mode lets you select from a wide variety of options including cinema, sport, vivid, high bright, standard and custom. The custom gives you full control over brightness, contrast, saturation, hue, sharpness, gamma and the colour temperature. The audio selection allows you to set the bass and treble as well as the sound style. Now that can be either user, standard, vivid, sport, movie, music and news. I actually found the movie setting the best overall, but it's really down to you, the user. You've also got a few choices for the Dolby digital output. Bluetooth is really easy to set up, and as you can see here, I've got this set up for both my PC and my aging Samsung Galaxy Note 9, both of which work flawlessly. Next is the projection settings, where you can have it set up for standard viewing, ceiling viewing and rear screen projection from a table or the ceiling. As I said earlier, the screen I bought worked well for both front and rear projection, but I'll leave a link in the description for the whopping 150-inch screen that I bought from eBay. Next are all the keystone settings, where the projector will self-align depending on the type of screen you're using. I found it worked pretty well with only a couple of times where it struggled. If that happens, simply switch to the manual keystoning. Then you can zoom the screen based on your location and screen size from 50 to 100%. As an example, placing the X9 11 feet from the screen will give you a 120-inch viewing area. This, along with the excellent and reliable autofocus, made the whole setting up of the X9 a breeze. Manual focus from the remote was also very good and accurate. Finally, the About section simply shows the Netflix info as well as the version you are using, the license info and device name. Right, enough of that, let's check out the image quality, any lag issues and audio quality with any recommendations for placement of the X9. So the X9 is supposedly 1200 ANSI lumens, but in reality I think that is at close proximity. When projecting to larger dimensions this could reduce a fair bit obviously, however in saying that I was projecting to around 120-inch screen and the image quality was very good indeed at dusk. Bringing the X9 indoors, it worked really well with some ambient light in the room, but it really shone in a darkened room. Both movies and gaming were a great experience with superb image quality, but let's look at gaming to see that quality and any instance of lag. But this is where things get a little bit weird. As you can see on the screen, both my DJI Pocket 3 and Lumix S5 2X picked up some noticeable lag. However, to my naked eye this was actually a lot less. I could only get the lag to reduce via both cameras by increasing the frame rate to around 120 frames per second. So I think the majority of lag showing was due to the camera's frame rate recording. As I said, to my eyes the lag looked very minimal but didn't impede on gameplay at all. In fact, I ended up testing this with my old Battlefield 4 game for about 4 to 5 hours, but don't tell my wife. Whilst gaming, I ran the audio through both my PC speaker setup and from just the Toptro X9, and both are very good, but it really depends on how many people in your house you want to piss off when playing. So audio test. To finish off, I just want to show you how good the audio quality can depend on where you place both the Toptro X9 and yourself when viewing. For example, in this quick clip taken from my old Galaxy Note 9 up by Nose Fort, you can clearly hear the difference when standing to the side of the projector as opposed to the rear. Okay, so to test the audio in a typical living room with the Toptro X9, I'm going to play some music which I've already got a license for on one of my YouTube videos, and then I'm going to record it using the Zoom H8, and I've got this level set to 6, so it's fairly low. I don't know if you can see that. So the level on those two twin microphones at the top is set to 6. So I'm basically going to be playing some music. First of all, I'll play it from the front. So you'll hear it about the same distance, about maybe 2 feet away from the projector, and we'll play it from the front, then the side, then the back. Then what I'm going to do is put the projector underneath the TV so the audio will bounce from the living room walls, but I'll still film it from the front because I think that'll be the best sound. So here we go, let's start the music going. So that's from the front. I'm going to move to the side in a second, wait for the music to kick in. So that's the front. From the side. Go to the back. Resonating the sound. Okay, so now we've got let's turn the recorder on. Okay, so now we've got the Toptro underneath the TV, firing the audio straight into the back. So let's see if that sounds better. Remember again, we've only got the audio on 50%. So let's put that down there. Remember, this is just in a living room, it's on 50% volume. So let's see what that sounds like now. So there you go. That's my audio kind of test. I think it sounds either good with the speakers playing against the wall that's going to resonate the sound, or if you're watching the projector from behind. So that's it for this review. What do you think? Please leave your comments down below. I'd really appreciate your feedback, and obviously I'll answer any questions you've got. But for me, the Toptro X9 is excellent value for the price. So much so, I'll be keeping this unit. I hope you enjoyed this review, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done already, and please remember to check out my membership options using the join link on my channel. So cheers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.